The brief is always, people always say, oh, do you need more information? I'm like, no, you want someone smart, creatively savvy. But probably now more than ever, people want people who are, whether the word is edgy or tapped in, or this whole creative technologist has come through. So what do you know about digital?
My view today is really you got to have lots of sort of hyphens in your title. You know, if you look at Hollywood, you know, Hollywood is about actor, writer, producer, director. More hyphens, the more perspective.
I think that young planners need to experience more and need to go outside of whatever advertising, whatever you want to call it, our industry is, to see. I think seeing how people start businesses from the smallest business to the largest business is so important, because in many ways when you get into advertising, you never actually see entrepreneurialism.
I think the most successful or the most inspirational planners are the planners who kind of give away their thoughts, knowledge, ideas for free. So the reason the people with prolific and well-manicured blogs are also popular planners and considered aspirational art is because they are giving to the community.
Bahama qualities are essential in a planner today. You know, it's understanding both sides of the vantage point, it's consensus building, and it's having a strong point of view, guiding you the whole way.
I think the biggest thing is, and that's the thing I always look for in anyone that I'm either hiring or want to work with, is that sense of both being interesting and being interested.
When I got into business, I was told planners take all this chaos and they put method in it. And I actually say the best planners put some madness in the method, as opposed to putting method in the madness. Because they take all the information, they take all these disparate pieces, right? They link them together, and then they just do there's a little shifting, a little sort of magic that happens.
I get very cross when people start talking about planning as being about simplicity and simplifying, because I think often that leads to very thin ideas or solutions or approaches. I think the best bits of planning tend to be quite dense, tend to be quite kind of, you know, packed full of information and kind of an interesting rubber band ball, rather than just being a very thin kind of like couple of pieces of word on a paper. And I think that's where we often fall down, is we create these overly simplistic models rather than these very well distilled bits of thinking about, if this is going on in culture, if this is what this business's core competence is, what is it that we can actually make that has some real richness and meaning?
I think everyone does their best work, honestly, when they're doing something they're really passionate about.
If you're a passionate practitioner, then the business of planning, the business of marketing, the business of ideas, intellectual pursuit, culture, consumer, that needs to be, you know, your hobby as much as your day-to-day job.